I headed out with the guys from Mastering MTB Skill for some skills training. We met up at Wolwespruit bike park and took a run on the green flow trail, but before we took the run, some pointers.
Important for us to ensure our body position is correct, especially on high speed lines. When we start going faster, the bike tends to want to pull away from underneath us. So an important factor is, as soon as we start flowing quite quickly, we must be careful of allowing the bike to run away from us. Why? Because if we allow that to happen, we're going to be unweighting the front wheel. With a front wheel that's unweighted, you're not going to find your direction through the corners correctly. Well, we need to focus on keeping our shoulders matched with the bars. Now, folks often think that's too far forwards, but it's not. Remember, as humans, our eyes are in the front of our heads. So if my head is just slightly in front of the bars, it's going to feel like I'm here in front of the bike, but in reality, our bodies are actually nicely centered through the middle of the bike, thereby giving us good traction control. Okay. Another thing that we need to be concerned about is our center of mass. We want to make sure that our center of mass is as low as possible on the bike. So obviously we're going to be standing up on our pedals for this with our dropper seats down. Okay, and we really want to try and get that low center of mass on our bikes without transferring weight into the bars. We're going to be holding the bars, but we don't want to put weight into it. Be nice and low, shoulders matching the bars, eyes focused ahead. I would be more focused on looking through the corner and seeing watching where you're going, making sure my center of gravity is nice and low and that my body is positioned nicely between the two wheels. Dropping your outside feet, there is application for it, but on flowy lines like this, I would recommend just keeping your pedals super level for the whole way down.
So we took to the trail and applied the techniques which was discussed. Pay attention to this section of the trail and what I was doing wrong. I was going way too fast over this jump and could not make the berm properly. Due to this, I set myself up for failure for the rest of the flow line. I was not the only one struggling with this, so we went back to this section of the trail and discussed the different ways of taking on this feature with the pros and cons of each technique.
Getting air on this jump is actually easy because you're carrying so much speed through that berm. So once you come into this berm, you actually got a lot of speed coming into this. So you could easily end up landing flat and then you've got too much speed and you tend to want to go straight over that berm. I tend to like to brush my speed off specifically for this berm until you get confident enough to do what we call nose bonking or squashing this jump. But what we're actually doing is we're scrubbing off a lot of speed through this so that we have more control to hit these berms. Okay, but for now, if I was you, I would come through that berm and I would try and brake check. As soon as I get over this little hump here, that downslope over there, I would brake check for those 2 meters down. Just slow myself down so that I can roll over this nice and controlled. Rolling over it is probably the best idea if you're not confident to take the jump and get air time. Okay, so brake checking, slowing your speed here just momentarily, and when I say brake check, it's just a slight slowing down. You don't want to kill all your speed, but you want to slow down enough so that you're not going to land flat and overcook this. So what is a nose bonk? Well, as soon as your bike lines up with the lip here, you're going to unweight up and forwards. Your bike's going to want to take off then into the air. So what we need to do, instead of letting the bike take off, as we almost let the back wheel roll over this lip and we bounce our front wheel off of this bump here because it's higher than there. So we bonk our nose, boom, and then it sort of gets you to do a little bonk with the front wheel on this higher piece. Up your speed, watch me now. Okay, there's the nose bonk. Good. Yeah, so he's landing down there, but look, he was carrying a lot of speed. Did you see how he brake checked though? So he was brake checking, and look, even after that brake check, he was still sending it. Okay, so it's something to consider. So why don't we go up?
So now that we know how to handle this section of the trail, we head back up and took on the fur trail again, armed with the newfound knowledge. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos.
Trying to keep my wheels on the ground.
Over here I did a little bit of a brake check and made sure that I wasn't going too fast. Because of me rolling over a jump, I actually had more control going into the berm and could carry my speed into the following berm and was set up nicely for the jump that followed. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more videos like this. I will also leave contact details for the guys from Mastering MTB Skills in the comments below. Until next time, ride safe.